Hey guys, welcome to another OIC YouTube video. My name is Bhavya Shah and you're watching 4 things that we as assistive technology users must stop. So there are a host of these self-proclamations and declarations and assertions and wise remarks that we as blind people tend to make, and a lot of these comical, frustrating as well as fascinating beliefs and actions we as particularly visually impaired assistive technology users indulge in. Some of the most frequent and common of these are ones that I'm going to highlight today and list as part of this YouTube video. Please do like, share and subscribe if you wish to. Drop us a comment sharing your feedback and do enjoy this YouTube video. Number 1. How Android versus iOS translates to talkback versus voiceover. Well, fanboyism is prevalent everywhere, where it comes to football matches such as Real Madrid versus Barcelona, or when it comes to the assistive technology industry. Android versus iOS is a war that has been waged since a very long time, with the advent of the touchscreen itself, to be precise, and that has transcended to talkback versus voiceover. Talkback is Android's built-in screen reader by Google, and voiceover is Apple's for the iPhones, iPads and other iDevices. But then, does there really need to be a debate or a comparison or a battle between these two screen readers? Does the assistive technology industry require division into talkback siders and voiceover siders? Do we really need to be so unilaterally opinionated? Can we not be polarized and be a little neutralized in our opinion and balanced in our analysis and a little fairer in our judgment? We certainly can, as blind assistive technology users, to shape a better and a brighter touchscreen accessibility experience for the future generations. That is a long-term perspective, but that is what I'm looking at. Well, whilst we can compare generic features that should be and could be part of our screen readers, whether we are talkback or voiceover users, because after all they are touchscreen mobile screen readers and they can be conceptually consolidated, uniformed and drawn parallels between. However, some of the gesture frameworks such as voiceover's rotor is better than talkback's right angle gestures are very subjective cases and are not ones on the basis of which we can bash one screen reader or the other. Therefore, what I would pledge to myself and appeal to all of you is to be much more precise in your feedback, constructive in your feature suggestions, and do not always include another screen reader while making a bug report or a feature request usage case to another screen reader. Now, whether it is talkback and voiceover or some other screen readers on the desktop, computers and other devices. Number 2. NVDA is not for the professional. NVDA, short for Non-Visual Desktop Access, is a free, open source and community-driven screen reader for the Microsoft Windows platform, is the description anyone will get when they first inquire about the NVDA screen reader. Free and open source, the biggest highlights, which should be taken in a positive spirit but are highly misleading, aren't they? Well, free and open source must mean that NVDA is maybe a part-time hobbyist research product of some sort, and they don't really mean serious long-term business with it, do they? Well, it would be surprising and startling for those of you who believe in this to note that NVDA is spearheaded by an Australian non-profit organization which is established and well known, which receives sponsorships and donations and grants from not only hundreds of users but also from companies like Google, Mozilla, Adobe, etc. And they mean serious business. It's used by university professors, school-going students, as well as corporate professionals. The mere fact that it is freeware and it is an open source software does not translate NVDA's feature set to be inferior. When you think about free and open source meaning inferiority in the future ever again, remember this: Linux, Unix as well as Android and NVDA of course are all excellent and functional open source products. Number 3. Speech synthesizer is the same as screen reader, right? Simply put, a screen reader is, let's say, the CPU or pretty much the entirety of the computer, and the speech synthesizer is the display monitor. What this means is that the job of the screen reader is to analyze, collect, and interpret all the on-screen information after querying it from the accessibility APIs, performing a lot of convoluted processes to retrieve the same textual information, and then it sends that on to the speech synthesizer, or in certain cases refreshable braille displays, for all this information to be rendered in a presentable and accessible manner to the visually impaired computer user. Now, the screen reader has a built-in speech synthesizer. For example, TalkBack has Google TTS, NVDA has eSpeak, NG VoiceOver has the nuanced vocalizer range of voices, and JAWS has ETI Eloquence, and so on and so forth. However, do you think it is appropriate to label, mark, rate, judge, or give a verdict on the functionality of these screen readers on the basis of the TTS engine they ship with? My answer to this question is a crystal clear no, because you can use eSpeak with JAWS and ETI Eloquence with NVDA if you so desire, and you can always use different synths with different screen readers, and this combination does not need to be the one that is provided through the out-of-the-box and built-in experience. There are a host of TTS engines available today: natural sounding, human-like, robotic, and there are multiple forms of speech synthesis as well: dormant, concatenated, and whatnot. So therefore, what I would again sincerely request to any assistive technology reviewer, trainer, expert, or even a commonplace user is to not make your choices and preferences of assistive technology products, particularly screen readers, simply on the basis of the default built-in pre-integrated TTS engine or speech synthesizer. Number 4. The benefits of our low-cost, cheap, and inexpensive refreshable braille displays. So we have all these different braille display manufacturers and vendors such as HIMS, APH, Humanware, Brilliant, and I do think we pay them very less for the immense hard work they do, isn't it? Thousands and thousands of dollars are what we have to pay as customers, as visually impaired and perhaps even hearing impaired people, to these companies. This isn't science fiction they are making reality, or some magic they are doing for which they are compelling us to break our banks, burn holes in our pockets, and dole out our money like anything. Let's take 1,000 US dollars as the average of a refreshable braille display's cost. 1,000 US dollars translates to roughly 64,000 Indian rupees and approximately 32.5 million Iranian riyals. What I would like to request is to be a little more considerate when you price these products, because we aren't the richest people in the world, and your products are needed and are essential to a visually impaired as well as hearing impaired person, not only in MEDC countries that are more economically developed, but also in second world and third world countries like India and Iran, for instance. And that's all for me for this YouTube video. My name is Bhavya Shah. You have been watching another OIC YouTube video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment as well. And excuse any sarcasm or snarkiness on my part. Until we meet again in another YouTube video sometime soon.